Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. This is Unit 1, Lesson 2, and we're staying with the noun, but sorting it a new way. Last time we asked how many and what kind of thing a noun names. Today we ask a different pair of questions. Is the noun general or specific? And does it name one thing or a whole group? Those questions bring us proper nouns, common nouns, and the trickiest of the three, collective nouns. Let's get into it. Here's the big idea. Every noun you meet is either common or proper. A common noun is a general name. It labels any member of a group without singling one out. A proper noun is the opposite. It's the specific name of one particular person, place, or thing. Think of it as the difference between a category and a name tag. River is common. The Nile is proper. Poet is common. Maya Angelou is proper. Same thing named twice, once in general, once by name. Let's look closely at the proper noun. A proper noun names one specific person, place, or thing, not a type, but the actual, one-of-a-kind item. Amelia Earhart, not just any pilot. Lake Superior, not just any lake. The Eiffel Tower. Tuesday. And here is the rule that never changes. A proper noun always begins with a capital letter, no matter where it sits in the sentence. That capital is the signal that you're pointing at one particular thing and calling it by name. Now the common noun, the everyday workhorse. A common noun names any member of a group without choosing one in particular. Pilot, lake, tower, day. Each one names a whole category rather than a single named thing. There's no name tag attached. It's just the class of thing itself. And because it isn't a specific name, a common noun stays lowercase. The only time it takes a capital is when it happens to open a sentence. So the capital letter is really your clue. Named and specific gets a capital. General does not. Let's put them side by side, because seeing the pair makes it click. Scientist is a common noun, a whole profession. Marie Curie is proper, one specific scientist, capitalized. City is common. Nairobi is the proper name of one particular city. Bridge is common. The Golden Gate is a proper name for one exact bridge. Notice the pattern. The common noun is the category, and the proper noun is one member of it, lifted out and given a capitalized name. So whenever you're unsure, ask, does this word name a category or one thing by name? Now for the interesting one, the collective noun. A collective noun uses a single word to name a whole group of members. Team, jury, crew, flock. Each of those is one word, yet it holds many people or things inside it. A committee is made of members, a family of relatives, an audience of listeners, a herd of animals. That's the special thing about a collective noun. It's grammatically one word, but many members are packed inside. And that little tension is exactly what makes the next question worth asking. Here's the heart of the lesson. A collective noun can be singular or plural, and the verb is what reveals which. Watch the same word twice. The jury agrees on a verdict. Here, the whole group moves as one unit, one mind, so the verb is singular, agrees. But listen to this. The jury disagree and argue for hours. Now the members are acting separately, each with a different opinion, so the verb turns plural. Disagree, argue. The word jury never changed. What changed is whether the group acted together or apart. One action together takes a singular verb. Separate actions take a plural verb. Let's boil it down to a quick check you can run on any noun. 1. Is it a specific name, a particular person, place, or thing? Then it's proper, and it takes a capital letter. 2. Is it a general category, any member of a group? Then it's common, and it stays lowercase. 3. Is it one word standing for a whole group, like team or committee? Then it's collective. And once you spot a collective noun, ask the follow-up. Is the group acting as one, which calls for a singular verb, or are the members acting apart, which calls for a plural verb? Ready to practice? In this first set, I'll show you a noun, and you decide whether it's common or proper, general, or a specific capitalized name. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The word is Mount Kilimanjaro. Ask yourself, is this a general category or the name of one specific thing? It names one particular mountain, and it's capitalized, so Mount Kilimanjaro is proper. The word is violinist. Does it point to one specific named person, or to anyone in a whole profession? It names any member of a group with no name tag and no capital. So violinist is common. The word is Pacific Ocean. There are many oceans in general, but this phrase names one exact ocean by its own capitalized name. So Pacific Ocean is proper. Now each sentence has a collective noun. Decide whether the group is acting as one unit, which needs a singular verb, or as separate members, which needs a plural verb. Pause and choose before I answer. The flock blank south for the winter. Picture it. The birds move together in one great mass as a single unit. When the group acts as one, we use a singular verb. So the answer is flies. The flock flies south. The committee blank over which plan to choose. To argue over choices, the members must be taking different sides, acting separately, not as one. When the members act apart, the verb goes plural. So the answer is argue. The committee argue over the plan. The orchestra blank a single sweeping chord. One chord, sounded together. That's the whole group acting as a single unit. So we use a singular verb, plays. The orchestra plays a single chord. Let's gather up what we learned. First, the proper noun. It names one specific person, place, or thing, and it always takes a capital letter. Marie Curie, Nairobi, the Golden Gate. Second, the common noun. It names any member of a group in general, and it stays lowercase. Scientist, city, bridge. And third, the collective noun. One word that stands for a whole group. Singular when the group acts as one unit, and plural when its members act apart. The verb tells you which. Nicely done. In our next lesson, we turn to pronouns. Personal, possessive, reflexive, and intensive. I'll see you there.